catalyst for change with the chance to thrive. Crystal is the one to stir up gifts and save lives. You get exposure, promotion, and marketing too. And advertise for business owners just like you. On Storytime, your interview is global. Virtual or in person, just come on the show. Yo, your story matters. Crystals will open the door. 40 years of experience, ready to give you more on Storytime. Get ready for Storytime. Hey, come on.
Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are here. It took us a minute, but we're here. It's been a long day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to the men. Storytime is so excited to be here, featuring Magic tonight from Oak 93.5. Y'all know him from Ella Plugger. So it's going to be an interesting conversation. So I want to make sure you join us over on the YouTube channel for sure, because we're going to have an interesting conversation with the host of that show. And so we want to thank y'all for being here. Thank you for your patience. I traveled back from New York today. I had a couple delayed flights. So this is the reason why I'm starting a little later today. But I definitely still wanted the show to go on. And so we just had to get a couple of things together so we can still make it happen for you guys. So we pray that everybody's doing well today. We want to spend a second or two to just acknowledge all the dads. A lot of times we hear so much conversation about fathers saying they get left out. So we want to make sure that we give them a highlight and we say salute to all the fathers. If you brought a child into this world, we want to salute you. Hello to you. We see you there. We see you there, Scorpio. How you doing, Hope? What's going on, Hattie? And we want to salute all fathers, okay? And we don't want to get into judging you for what you do or what you don't do, but we just want to say, this is your day. Today is your day. It is Father's Day. So on this day, we want to acknowledge you and we want to encourage you to feel good about knowing that you brought a child into the world, right? We want to encourage you and let you know that you are priceless, and we pray that you have a good relationship with your child. And if you don't, you can start again today. You can start again today and make it right or make it better, right? So that's how we could do that. But we want to get into our show for tonight. We just wanted to pause for the cause and make sure that we did not ignore you guys, because we know sometimes y'all feel left out. So on Storytime, what is Storytime all about? Well, Storytime is a place where human beings connect, where we talk about life experiences. And we just want you to know, when you come over to the YouTube channel, we ask you to do a couple of things when you're here. We want you to like, we want you to share, and we want you to make sure that you comment so we know you're here. When you let us know that you're here, what happens is we will acknowledge you. We'll acknowledge you. And if you are family or friend of the guest, it makes them feel good to know that you're there too. And guess what? It's free. It's free to do that, right? So this is what we're going to do. We want to give you a glimpse so you can see it. And if you're on another platform, you're not seeing it, you have to come over to YouTube, okay? So on Storytime, we are on multiple platforms. So you see right now on the screen different places where you could be seen, whether it is Facebook Live, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, many, many places. When I do upload to those places, we have access to all of these. So we want you to know that if you want to be seen and heard and you want to get your story out, your product, your business, or your service, then you want to get with us so we can get it over there for you. If you want promotions and marketing, then you want to come on over to Storytime Podcast on the YouTube channel so that you can make sure you get that exposure for your business. Okay. So we went live over here on Instagram too, because we always like to remind you to come on over and meet us over here, because this is where it's going down right now. All right. We started a little late, but it's about to go down. So check it out. This is how you do it. All right, everybody. Are you ready? This is Crystal. I am so excited to have you here on Storytime. I want you to know that now you can be seen and heard. Yes, Storytime has expanded, and you will be able to see yourself streaming live on multiple platforms. So come on over and get with us and check it out. I want you to go ahead and schedule your interview, and you never know where they might find you online. So thanks for watching. See you somewhere on the internet. And it's just that simple. All right. So now I'm going to bring up this young man that I'm so excited to talk to. We've been having conversations for a minute, right? He interviewed me on his station at Oak 93.5. Probably, I want to say maybe in not 19, but in 2025, I want to say. And so we've been talking about this for a minute. And so I'm excited to talk to him because he's doing some amazing things and he has had a lot of people on his show. And we want to talk about the industry and everything. So I want to bring him up. So I'm going to take this time to bring him on the screen. I see him in the green room. So we're going to acknowledge him and let him come on out. Yeah, Kevin. So we're coming to you so you can unmute yourself. And we're going to remove this. Come on. Yeah, we giving you the drum rolls, man. We giving you drum rolls. So come on out. We giving you drum rolls, man. How you doing today? There you go. There you go. What's good, man? We here. We made it.
Yeah, we finally made it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But you know how it is. You do this, so you already know. You already know. A lot of people that are spectators that watch us, they don't have a clue. The background, the time, the energy that it takes for these productions. It's a lot of work that goes into these. But before we go into that, how you doing? Happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And happy Father's Day to all the fellas out there too. I like how you acknowledge all fathers, whether they're doing right or wrong. I think that was pretty dope. So yeah, shout out to all the fellas out there, all the fathers.
Because at the end of the day, whether they're what some society would call them deadbeat dads or whatever, they still dads. Right. They still dads. So I wanted to give them the opportunity to understand this is still your day, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, and give them the opportunity to just think about changing their perspective, and then maybe switching things around a little bit. I remember when I met you, you had put things on a pause because of your fatherhood. So I think, you had changed some things around or did something because you were, working with your child. And I thought that was very commendable because you made your child a priority. So I want to say kudos. Do you remember that?
I think at the time what it was I was struggling with is, how they say you got to have balance and pouring into different cups. And I was kind of struggling with the pouring into the cups, and it was getting a little stressful. So I had to slow down a little bit. I was still doing things. It just wasn't at the same pace. I figured out how to balance it out.
Yeah. Because you were doing live events. You had the radio show. And so sometimes that could be a lot too. And so before we get into that, first, let me start. I always like to give my guests the opportunity to acknowledge their audience, because sometimes they stream to their audience too, and just give an introduction and let the people know who you are and where you're from. And I'll spotlight you to let you get the opportunity to do that. Just introduce yourself and tell people a little bit about who is Magic.
So I am the one and only Magic Baby. And I do have a radio show on Oak 93.5 called The Local Plug. I do a couple other things as well. To get into my story, I would say... don't go
to the store yet. Just tell me, where you from? Are you from Raleigh? Are you a native?
Oh, no, I'm actually from Boston, Massachusetts, Roxbury, to be more specific. A lot of people be like, hey, it's black people in Boston? Yeah. Literally, Malcolm X's house is right down the street from my house. So
wow,
it's blackety black in Boston.
Oh wow. Okay, so you brought up in Malcolm X's neighborhood. That's pretty dope. So small family, big family, only child. Tell me a little bit about your upbringing.
I am my mother's only child, but I am a part of my father's NBA roster. I grew up just in a household with my mom as a single mother, so I grew up with a lot of women around me as well. All my cousins are females. A couple aunts, all my uncles were kind of moved away. So, I grew up around a lot of strong, independent women.
So I want to invite you, if you're over here on this side, if you're on Instagram, come on over to YouTube. Listen, y'all forgive me. I still got my cap on. Listen, travel all day, jet lag, been moving. I took that day trip to New York, go to the comedy show yesterday. Fantastic show. Shout out to Gerald Kelly and all the comedians that I met and saw. But I'm just a little low key. This is what you get. What you see
I
is.
I thought you was going to the parade.
Oh no! I didn't do the parade, man. I'm too old for the parade. I wanted to, but I had a reality check, and my body said, "Girl, don't do it. Don't do it." Because number one, I can't do all of that and not have access to be able to go to the bathroom as frequently as I want. I can't be that close to people because if somebody hit me the wrong way, it's not going to go over well, and people are not going to mean it because it's a crowded space. So I just knew that was not the answer. I can't be compacted in spaces like that. Not like that.
Okay.
That was too much. But while I was in New York yesterday, I enjoyed. The energy is still high. The energy is still high, and just going back. And I'm going to go back because they just had the soccer this week, and I'm going to go back to Madison Square Garden. There's a lot of artwork built around the championship, and I'm going to go take some pictures and do some things and stuff. But I went there specifically to visit family, so that's what it is. Instagram, meet me over here on Storytime Podcast with Shaw Crystal. Come on over.
Hey, I like that intro too. You got bars. You did that. That was all you.
I had somebody to make that for me. And I kind of gave her the vision. I kind of gave her the vision of what I wanted. I'm ready for another one. I'd like it, but maybe I might have another one that I might use maybe for commercial break or something. Mm-hmm. But she's really good. Lady J. You might know her. Lady J. She's somebody you need to interview. She's done some amazing things. She's a poet?
Or is she an artist?
She's a rapper. She's an author. She's an educator.
Okay.
Retired educator. She was the one of the in Raleigh. She was a representative. It was not necessarily a political position, but I'm trying to think of she was like an ambassador for Raleigh, but she does a lot. And she's definitely a person that you want to talk to, especially as a female. She has a perspective about rap from a female perspective because females don't get the attention and the appreciation, and she really feels strongly about that. So you would really get a great conversation out of her with that. And from an educational standpoint.
Plug me in.
The plug, for sure. So let me ask you this. So Boston, how did you get to North Carolina?
So North Carolina, North Kakalaki. I got down here by way of my uncle. I was back home in Boston doing things I probably had no business doing, and I was getting into a lot of trouble.
Okay. All right. Keep it real. So that's good to know. I mean, people need to know that some people that they may be looking at, admiring it and watching, that they have a past, and they, that's part of their journey.
Yeah. So I was getting into it. This is really interesting, really dope. I don't know, if you talk about a whole lot about God.
I want you to give it to us. Give it all. I don't hold back. This is your story, so give it to us.
So yeah, I was going to court for some charges, and that it was like one summer my uncle was kind of telling me like, hey man, I can get you at Shaw, you can play football. And I guess word was kind of spreading about me and my family, like, oh, he might got a couple more years before he's in jail or something. So he was just trying to get me to come down here and play football and take me out of that environment. And it was going in one ear and out the other ear. I was real ignorant at the time. I was just so focused on like my hood and the things I can do in my hood and how I can move in my hood. I wasn't really seeing that. And then I got into some more trouble. And, at the time I was like, I got this master plan. My uncle's talking about having me come down here for school. And this judge is not really rocking with me this time. I didn't have my hands spanked a lot of times. And now they kind of like, yeah, now we got you. We can get some time out of you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not, you're going to have to catch me. I ain't just going down like that. I don't understand that. If I'm going to jail, I'm turning myself in on my terms. You're not just taking me. But
okay.
That was
Okay.
my mentality then.
Say you're gonna have to
So,
catch me. So in other words, you was on the run?
I wasn't really on the run. I was on pretrial probation, and so I wasn't really supposed to leave the state or go anywhere, do anything. And my uncle had hit me up like, "Yo, man, just send me your resume." I was always kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know, I went to junior college, I graduated, but I was still very much in the streets as well, and I was just like that throughout high school. I don't know. I was able to balance it, you know. But as I got older, one was starting to weigh out the other.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So I sent him my paperwork, and he got me in the Shaw. Again, I wasn't supposed to leave, but I'm like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the schoolboy role and be like, yo, I'm trying to change my life. I'm gonna beat this case, and I'm back to the block. Like I was just like, that was where my head was at. I'm back to the hood. I'm good. And I go to Shaw. I get to learn a little bit about Shaw. I get to Shaw like January 13th. I'm only there for 2 weeks because I had trial like January 26th. So I learned a little bit about Shaw. St. Aug is the rival. A little bit about the downtown area. But I got my letter saying I'm a full-time student, changing
Okay.
my life. You know, I'm doing all the plan is going according to plan. So I go back to Boston for court, and my lawyer gives them the letter from Shaw, and it just so happens that the DA, and the story gets even deeper with him because, like I said, I was always kind of getting into trouble, and I would see this DA so much when my mom's in court. I'd be clowning him like, "Oh, what's up with his shoes? Like, how he the black man in here? He's supposed to be on point." And now he kind of got me. Like I'm at his, mercy in a sense. But he calls me up to his office, and I was kind of like surprised by that. Cause I'm like, dang, what they trying to get me to snitch on somebody? I ain't never had to go up to nobody's office in the middle of court. So I go up there, and to kind of, I guess, speed up the story a little bit, he is a graduate from St. Aug. And from St. Aug, he went to A&T, and then graduated from A&T, and then I guess pretty much landed the job in Boston. So when he saw the letter from Shaw, him being from St. Aug, he was very familiar with, over there. So he was like, hey, man, when I see this letter from Shaw, I see somebody trying to do something with themselves. And when I see this, he had like a little folder. I guess it had some files or something. He's like, I see somebody I can get 2 years out of. And even then, I was still like, bro, I'm not just going to jail. Like, it's not happening like that. But I had a really good lawyer, a lawyer that he respected and kind of was like his mentor. And I guess they didn't really want to battle each other. And they also saw hope with me. So he was basically like, I'm gonna let you go back to Shaw, even though you wasn't supposed to leave. And the court back to September. If you don't get in no trouble, you don't do anything, we'll dismiss the case. So
that's a blessing. So somebody saw something in you and gave you an opportunity, and that changed your life.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I see Reflective Podcast. You said something about a link. I'm not sure what link you're talking about. Put it in there so I can see what you're talking about. You were looking for a link to do what? Because you said the link didn't come up, so I'm not sure what you meant by that. But thank you for being here, Reflective Podcast Network. We appreciate you. And for those other people, I can see the numbers, but I don't see you. So say hello. Let us know where you're coming in from. If you are a supporter of either one of the channels, let us know you're here. If you have been on the show with him and he has interviewed you, let the people know. So before we get into what you do with L-Plug and everything, so you took up communication that show?
Nope. So I'm telling you, the story is like, it's really interesting. But so I took up computer information systems. I got a associate's degree and a bachelor's degree in that field of study. I'm utilizing it, but I don't have a job. I don't have a career in doing it, but I'm going the path that God is leading me.
Yeah. You are using it though, because in order to do these things that we do with these radio and programming and everything at the station, you definitely are ahead of the game by having that background.
Yeah, I say with my degree, like now it's different. Now it's like more specific. but my degree was a range of everything in technology. So a lot of things technology I can kind of pick up on because I know the basics and fundamentals of how it works. So
Yes.
that was like the best thing out of my degree. But as far as having a strength in like web design or coding, no. I just know how to do a little bit of everything.
Now, I wanted to go back to something before we get too far away from it, because you made a comment when you were talking about where you were from, and you made it a joke out of it. You said you were on your dad's roster.
Oh, yeah.
So Papa was a Rolling Stone,
Yeah.
basically. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Wherever he laid his head.
Uh,
So, with that being the case, I wanted to speak to that for a moment since it is Father's Day. Then I'm going to get off of that, but I just wanted to speak to that. And you said that was he in your life? Did you have a relationship with your father, or do you still?
um, yeah, I have a relationship with my father, and I always have. And I know it, granted, isn't the relationship maybe I wanted, but I'm grateful for the relationship that I have because I know dudes that don't know their father. You know what I mean? I've been
Mm-hmm.
grateful. Um, and I also look at like a lot of dudes and women as well. They be having daddy issues because they can't let go of certain things, and it's like I can't really. He's a man. He was a grown man. He didn't have his father in his life, and you got to try to understand things from a different perspective. And yeah, that's my thoughts. I'm always like,
That's it. And I'm glad you said that. That's why I wanted to say that, because it is Father's Day. Because if there's somebody out there who is holding a grudge for some reason, life is too short, and I really want you to maximize on the opportunity. If you still have a human being that is breathing and on this earth, that you can possibly build a relationship with, even though it might not have been good up until this point, or you might not have what you wanted. You heard what he said. Now he gives them grace because he understands that was his life. But a lot of times when we're children, we don't really get it. So one of the things that everybody needs to know is there's no handbook. Everybody does the best they can. And a lot of people make mistakes. But give them a break if you can. So thank you for sharing that part, because I think that's important. And I think it's real important that you mentioned that. And are you connected with your siblings on the
yeah,
since
yeah.
you
So
that means you got a whole team. Are you connected with the team?
I'm connected with them all. I'm like the glue. I'm not. I'm kind of like the middle child between the roster, but yeah, I
Okay.
would say.
But you know what? In a sense, because I know some people like that, it's kind of cool because it's like you have connections. There are so many people out here that look for connections. They get into gangs and they get into different places. Up that roster or that team, if you might find a connection, and you may find somebody that you can relate to, and then you have people out here that you can consider family. So I think that's amazing. I'm glad you did that. So now, with that being said, I want to transition back over. So went to Shaw, got away from Boston, got a chance, took up the computer side and everything. And so take us to what happened after that. Did you finish school, and what happened from there?
Yeah, so I finished school, and I was really in the pursuit of playing football. That was like one of the things that really kind of kept me going with school. When I look back at it now, I just wanted to get back on the field so bad. So I was in junior college, and then when I finished junior college, I bounced around to like UMass Boston. That's when I learned like, oh, you gotta really do work there. You can't. But I went to a community college just to get my GPA up and get into other schools to play ball, and it kind of kept me going. But yeah, I graduated from Shaw. Huh?
Did you play at any one of them? Did you play at any one of the schools?
So I played junior college basketball, and then I went to Shaw and was more like on the practice squad for a little bit, and then that just didn't go the direction that I thought it was gonna go, and I just kind of kept playing semi-pro, flag, stuff like that, just to kind of stay active. But um, yeah,
So Does that get kind of discouraging when, a lot of people, they do that. They go to junior college, they transfer because they're looking to bring their credits or get their GPA up, and they want to come over to the school. And then that's kind of discouraging, huh? When you get there and you don't get to play the team sport that you want to play. So how did you handle that? Did you just
So for me too, when I graduated high school, like in high school, we won the state championship,
okay,
went undefeated, did all this media run, and I just was like, I did my thing, so I just felt like, yo, I'm going. Somebody's coming to get me, and when
you were the man on the team, huh? What
I
was your
wasn't,
position?
I wasn't the man, but I did my one too. I did what I was supposed to do.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, things didn't work out with that, and I felt like I got robbed of what I thought was supposed to be my future, and that's kind of how I got more into the streets
Wow.
because I seen, no shade, but I seen dudes going away to school, and I'm like, how is this dude not even like that, or like, you know what I mean? And I'm still here in the hood,
Right.
so yeah, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and you know,
Okay. So let me ask you a question. If there's somebody watching this and they're athlete and they're looking to go to school, they're looking to get picked up, what can you tell them? Looking back with hindsight now, what can you tell them to prepare them for the unexpected or to make them better so that they can get picked up?
well, just like anything you gonna do, you gotta lock in on your craft and really learn your craft. Um, Especially when it comes to sports, and everybody's background is a little different. Like for me, what I realized as I got older, a lot of the sports teams that I was on, even with high school, um, we didn't really learn the game like that. It wasn't until I got into college that I started really learning the skills of a position, and we were just kind of playing off of athletic ability and balling out like that. So you gotta lock in on the craft. You gotta be willing to put in that work. And if you put in the work, and the work isn't just on the field, on the court, or whatever it is you do, it's also making sure your grades are where they need to be, things like that, surrounding yourself and putting yourself in a situation where there's opportunity, and it'll work out. It'll
It'll work.
work out.
So don't be discouraged. If you can't get into one school, try another school, but keep your head up and keep doing what you have to do. And then have a conversation with them. Find out what your weaknesses and your strengths are. And then maybe you can work toward that. And
I,
remember, the athlete is made during the off season, not during the season.
I would also want to add, like, make sure you know what you want from it. Like, what are you getting from the game? If you're playing football, basketball, whatever it is, lacrosse, like, you can't play the game forever. Everybody knows that. If you go to the league, that's what's up. But even then, you can't play the game forever. So when it comes to sports, you can be that dude, that girl in high school, go to college and injure yourself, and then like get what you can from the game. And it's not just sports accolades, it's the networking, it's meeting people, it's network.
Understand the business of the sport too, because maybe then you can also be a coach or a trainer or do something like that. So that's good too. So that's good. I'm glad you said that. That's good. So after going through these challenges with the law, graduating from school, when did you get into the industry of radio and how did that happen?
So how the radio happened was, again, gotta always give it up. That was God doing what He do. I was out promoting for my photography business, and I was doing an event called Food for Thought, which was an event for entrepreneurs. And one of the guys that I met, he was like, "Hey, you should come on the radio show and promote your event." So I went up there and promoted my event. And they was like, "Hey, I really like what you're doing, your energy. You should come back and promote it again." I did it again, and they was like, "Hey, if you ever want to do something, you're more than welcome to do something here." But at the time, I'm like, radio was not my thing. That was my uncle, that was his thing. But I got a homie that my uncle mentored, and I met when I first got down here, and I knew this was his love. Like radio was his thing, something he really wanted to do. So I went and got him, and I'm like, yo, man, you need to come up here with me. And I just knew him and Steve. I knew they were gonna kind of click like nerds about computers or something in a sense, and they did. And when he came out of the studio, he was like, hey, I want to kind of, you know, do something with you, piggyback off of what you're doing with Food for Thought, and let's do the show together. And it just kind of went from there.
So it turned into a collaboration. Talk to me about your uncle. Tell me your uncle's name again, because I knew him. And when you said that from the radio, because a lot of people know him, give a shout out to him. I mean, I know he's no
Shout
longer.
out to my uncle Michael Rochelle, one
That's
of the
right.
big bears. Saw you.
Yes, yes.
If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be down here.
And that's a name that Raleigh knows. Michael Rochelle. Michael Rochelle did a lot in this area. Over there at the Shore University's radio station, well respected, well known, well connected, and very inspiring. And if you were in this area in the 80s and 90s and possibly the 70s, you knew who he was. Did you ever go to his station and do anything with him over there?
Nah, so what I used to do, like, again, that wasn't really my thing. Getting in front of the mic, being in front of the camera, that was never really my thing. I used to have a camera, so more so being behind the camera, cool. But yeah, so when he was at Shaw, especially so I was there every day. I would go up there and just kind of listen to him, and it would kind of, blow my mind sometimes how he would go from to this is WRN, and I'm like, oh, you be switching it on and off, but it would always be cool to see him in his element of what he loves to do.
And did you pick up any of those traits? Are you doing anything now that you've seen him do that you think you pretty much got from him?
Oh, everything, to be honest, yeah. I think going into that studio and just watching him work and his flow and seeing a different cadence as far as radio personnel, because you got different people, different energy. That was really something that I picked up on, and the knowledge of music. Shout out to my co-host Brother Love. He gets on me about that too. But matter of fact, you might know Brother Love, Dr. Ronald Lewis. But yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I have to see who that is. I have to see his face. Shout out to you, Ronald Lewis. The name Brother Love sounds familiar, so I have to see his face.
Radio personnel as well.
Mm-hmm. So talk to the people about what does it take to do radio? Because you're on the smaller radios, right? You're on y'all AM, right?
FM.
Whether it's AM, FM, large, small, it doesn't matter. It's still all really the same when it comes to what it takes to captivate your audience and to get their attention. So tell the people a little bit about how that works.
Well, it takes a commitment. It takes time. I think jumping into it, we did a lot of winging it. And I think maybe a year into it, we had the full structure of a show. Like, this is exactly how it's going to go. We had segments. But yeah, it takes time. It takes a commitment. It takes a real commitment. And sometimes you don't feel good. Sometimes you don't want to be, in front of people or, talking. Your energy is just off. But the most time and commitment.
Wow. You're talking right now. We're talking to Magic. They call him Magic. And I remember when I was there. I remember when I went to the show and we were there, Oak 93.5. So tell the people who've never heard of 93.5 a little bit about that station.
So the station is ran by who I call the Oracle Steve. It's a small FM station. It's right off of Glenwood right here in Raleigh. And the show that I do is the Local Plug. And the whole purpose of the Local Plug is what I like to say, connecting dots for a bigger picture. Us, the people, being the dots. It's a show, a platform for entrepreneurs, local talent, community leaders to come on tell their story, try to give the people something that they can pick up and run with. What I like to call gems or inspiration or some kind of motivation. So like I love to have people like you and like I said, community leaders, entrepreneurs, and artists come on and we just chop it up. It's never, we have different hot topics like this month. It is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So I've been kind of picking brains about that. And I think I'm trying to raise the awareness, but not put it at a frequency that some people just don't understand, if that makes sense.
Yes, 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 yes. So how many other shows? You have a couple other shows that's being run out of there too, right? Y'all have a couple of people.
Yeah, I know there's a show after mine. It's called Keeping It Real with Yona. Shout out to Yona. There is The Outsiders on Saturday. Um, Carson, she has a show on Sundays. RDU Live, they do a show. They're like a team up there. They look well organized, and the Dawn Talk as well. So it's a rotating thing. It's a really dope opportunity as well.
And what I love about it is the system, the way that everything works. If you are a person that's looking to really get into radio, it's a great way to get started and to get going. You've had some great people over there in the way you do it. You engage with your audience and y'all stream it sometimes as well. So you have in-person interviews, correct?
Yeah, so it is live on the radio, and it's also which gives our listeners and our viewers a chance to like chime in live. So like how we're talking right now, they could be like, "Oh, what's up, Magic? I remember," and we could be like, "Yo, shout out to them." Or if we're talking about something in regards to nutrition, somebody can drop their facts, and we can feed off of it.
But that takes skills though, to be able to multitask and do that, to be able to engage the audience, host the show, and then work with engaging in the comments. Or does another person do that for you?
Nope, it's all me. And I will say I've been doing it for a while now, and now it is a little bit easier. But it's not. You can do
But
it.
when you first started, it was a challenge.
Yeah, you be forgetting to hit buttons, and you be fumbling on cues, but that's part of the game. Like, how else do you learn how to swim? You get in the water, right? You got
Yes.
to get in the water. So
So what's the dream for you? What's the dream now that you've gotten your feet wet? Now that you're doing it, are you feeling the vibe? And do you have big dreams in the industry?
yeah, I have a couple dreams in the industry and goals. One of my goals are to like have my own studio and be able to have shows in there, record music in there, have events in there. That's one of my goals, and just to have a fully functional operating business that has an income. Right now, a lot of the leg work and stuff that I'm doing is no real compensation other than the relationships that I get with the people, and
Okay.
to me that is valuable. Um,
Yes.
but at the same time, I'm a grown single father with bills.
Right.
So when I'm pouring my time into things, um, I do need some financial compensation too. So that's where I'm kind of at with things now.
So do you have it structured as a business?
At the beginning, I did, and I felt like because I didn't know the business, it was no point of keeping it afloat. But now that I have kind of mastered that craft and know the business, I feel like I'm now ready to like, okay, let me go ahead and get some contracts set up and make this LLC popping again.
So you're saying that you figured you wanted to not have all those fees until you had some money coming in because it was costing more to keep it structured as a business. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, with a combination of everything, yeah, it was becoming a little barren because not only do I do the radio show, but I host an open mic every second Friday here, and at one point it was every second and fourth Friday, and I was kind of coming out of pocket for all the expenses with that. So, and even some of the stuff and flyers for the radio show. So, you know,
Yeah,
I,
so with your experience now, you have to take that now and make money, make a way to make some money for yourself because you have the experience where you can get some money coming in for what you do. You
mhm.
know, you have the skills so you can make that work in your favor and then you'll be good to go. So that's one of the dreams. Do you want to one day get on one of the bigger radio stations or a syndicated radio station or anything like that? Has that ever
Yeah,
been?
yep, and that's and when I say, getting paid for some of the stuff that I do, that's one of the things. Like, I honestly feel like this is God prepping me for a bigger stage because this was none of my plan. Even staying down here wasn't part of my plan, as I told you earlier in the story.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
just letting him take me where he's taking me, and I feel like I'm being prepped for a bigger stage. I'm learning more and more about the craft, being in front of people, talking in front of people. Um, so yeah, I would love to take the local plug onto a bigger platform.
I love the fact that you are tuning into the spiritual side and allowing God to guide you and order your steps. So I think that's a beautiful thing. I also love the fact that you said you're a single father. So again, kudos to you for that. Any man who has that responsibility, that is commendable because we know that the stakes are not even for fathers like they are for mothers. When it comes to resources and being able to do certain things, sometimes it's a little bit more challenging. So I love the fact that you're a single father. Let me digress for one moment and ask you, what is the greatest experience that you've had being a father?
Um, it's so many, but one of them I would say the greatest experience I had of being a father is the appreciation of people again. Like, I know that might sound weird, but like I feel like when I had my daughter, I started to, and especially just being honest and transparent with women, I was kind of looking at women as an object, and then
Mm,
having a daughter kind of like made me look at everybody like, dang, this is somebody's baby. Like,
wow.
even when I look at homeless people, I'm like, yo, this was somebody's baby, and this is where they're at right now. Like, that would like tear me apart to know that this is where my baby's gonna be 40
Yes.
years after I'm not here or something. So it definitely opened up my eyes to that, and affection and things of that nature. Because you know,
That's
um,
that's that's deep. That's deep. To equate it to giving you an appreciation for women again because you had a little girl. That so I'm hearing that that might not have happened if you would have had a son.
if I would have had a son, yeah, again, I just felt like God gives you things for a reason, and the little girl, it forced me to be more affectionate, more. That wasn't something that I grew up really with. As a single mother, my mom, and I talked to her about this the other day, and on the show, like, this is a issue for males at a young age. Affection gets cut off early because
Mm,
it's like we don't want to make him soft. We don't want him to be gay or whatever. So
wow.
affection gets cut early, whereas females, they get affection throughout their whole life. Some of them even as adults. So um, yeah, I
That's
think
good. That's good. So now you're making sure that you are present and you are physically affectionate to her as a father with hugs and things of that nature.
yeah, hugs. We have talks. Um, I'm very aware of what's out here in the world and what she's going to be up against. So I try to make sure I'm helping build that character. So when she's facing this stuff or having these doubts, it's like, nah, I know me, I know, you know.
Wow. So you telling her like you're beautiful, and all those things. So she's not going to be struck when somebody out there off the street or some guy starts to try to tell her something. She's already going to be confident because her daddy already told her, who she is.
We read about it. The music, it's all intentional over here.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And so you use your platform to make sure you address things like that as well.
hmm Yep, she knows, and she knows about the show as well. And it's not anything on the show that a child can't watch. It's not like we're on there cursing, or of course, there's things where we might be talking about sex or something like that. But all of it's educational. It's all about raising awareness and having conversations that we need to be having.
Yeah. Now, how old is your daughter?
She just turned 8.
She's 8. So you're very mindful that you have a child, even to the point to where you have your show. You're making sure that your information is educational, brings awareness, and very positive. That's what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. And so you just had some amazing transformation since you done came to North Carolina, became a father, a businessman, a radio host, and a responsible brother now, sounds like.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, especially if you got a child. Like, I don't know, I might be veering off because I'm like, I don't know how guys cannot be involved or be, concerned about their child, their seed. But I will say, and I hope somebody else hears this, a female, a lot of that I think is the fellas not getting that time when the child is first born and being around that baby. And a lot of it, especially in our communities, because a lot of stupid drama, issues. But if you're gonna have a baby, fellas, you need to be there when they're an infant, when they're a baby. And that's where that connection and that bond goes. Cause I feel like that's the only way. Cause I'm just like, how do you have a kid and not be like, want to be all in their life and want to know what they got going on?
Yes. Well, you know what that is. Sometimes it's immaturity, and the women sometimes keep the fathers away. They use the children as pawns sometimes, and it's really sad. So you're right. If people can be cordial toward one another, even if they have irreconcilable differences, and always keep that communication with as parents and co-parent well, I think the world would be a better place, and the children would be more healthy.
Yeah, it's a better bond.
It's a better bond for sure. So I think that you're onto something with that, and I think I'm happy to hear that you focus on that a lot of times on your station, like now. So you build your calendar around what season it is. So, like you said, it's mental health awareness, so holiday seasons, and so did you do something for Juneteenth?
So yeah, I was saying this month was so eventful with everything we got going on. Juneteenth and Father's Day, especially here in Raleigh, they had the parade. I think they
Oh,
got
hurricanes.
Pride,
Yeah.
Pride Week next week or something. It's an eventful month. I said it's a frequency awareness month because with Juneteenth, if it's in my opinion, when it's done right, you're tapping in with the ancestors, you're tapping
Yes.
in with some
Yes.
knowledge, you're tapping in with the roots and the culture, and you're learning something. You walk away from a Juneteenth event like, I'm black and I'm proud for real.
Okay. Say it now.
Done right, Some
Yeah.
people out here just doing concerts and parties, and it's like, come on, like we need a little bit more culture in there. But
I did a HBCU roundup where we had the HBCUs come together. Felt like it was a need for that because we're being under attack right now. They're going for us, you know what I mean? So we wanted to come together to just kind of have conversations and just kind of build. And I'm going to do more of that so we can continue to strengthen one another and continue to let people know the positive things about HBCUs. I think that's a good thing. Definitely. So let me ask you this, Magic. What next? In the next 5 years, what do you see yourself doing?
in the next 5 years, I see myself having a successful escort, and under that, the local plug. finding a home, whether that's on a platform like iHeartRadio, Spotify, and just continuing to do what I do on a bigger and better platform and doing what I do bigger and better. It's like the more I learn, I feel like the better I'm getting at things, and the more it's like muscle memory opposed to, you know, trying
Who
to.
was, that's good. So, on that note, who have been some of the most inspiring guests that you have had on your show? Because you've had probably a couple of hundred now, right? How long you had the show?
Uh, we're working on year 4 now. Yeah,
Wow.
year 4.
So who stands out in the last 4 years? If you had to pinpoint it to 5 people, who
Well,
stands out? Like if you wanted people to go back, I'm sure you want them to go to your channel. I want you to shout out your channel so people can make sure they go to it. But who's somebody's segment that you need them to go back and they really need to listen to? It's going to change their life. It's going to intrigue them or spark interest or save them. Who's somebody they need to go listen to and do a replay for you?
I would say every 4th Thursday, the show offers that. It's a show that I do dedicated to my uncle Michael Rochelle. It's called Funk for Unc. And my co-host, Brother Love, I spoke about him earlier. The man is a scholar. You know, he has degrees in religion and psychology. He's an author. So a lot of times when I speak with him, it's like that bridge that we kind of talk about that needs to be built from a younger generation to an older generation. And he just has that knowledge. And I would invite everybody, like, you know, if you have questions, whatever, we can talk about it. Especially when it's just me and him, we playing that funk. We might be talking about the hot topic, but we got some answers. If we don't got some answers, we got some direction for sure.
Tell them how they can tap in. Where do they need to go?
They can tap in live on mixcloud.com/oak935/ and it should bring you right to the live. You can also just hit me up on Instagram, lplugger_the local plug. I'll be sure to hit you with the mass text, letting you know who that week's guest is and what the topic is, and the link as well. So,
how can people become a guest if they want to become a guest on your show?
So if you want to become a guest on my show, I would say, again, reach out via Instagram or email. The email is lplugger2022@gmail.com.
Repeat that one more time. lplugger, spell it out for them.
ELPLUGA2022@gmail.com. You can just reach out and say, hey, I heard about the show. I would love to get on and, you know, contribute, because again, the show is really big on raising awareness for our community. And our community, your community is your community. My community is a little bit of everybody. My community looks a little different than what everybody might assume it looks like, but yeah.
So it's a very versatile show, and all are welcome.
All are welcome, yes. And that's, I guess I'll speak on that. A lot of times people see a platform like mine and think, oh, this is like a pro-Black platform. And no, it's not a pro-Black platform, but I am Black. That's my culture. So, you know, that's what I'm kind of tapped into, but it's for everybody. It's awareness for everybody.
And so he's putting it out there. He's making an invitation to you and letting you know if you have some information that you'd like to share, reach out.
If you feel like there's so many people that you would be surprised that are not doing anything because they feel like, oh, I don't have this or I can't do that. And your story, something in your story is what moves them, like, oh, that's all I needed to do. And I didn't even think I can just grab a phone and do it like that. And that's all it takes. And if you're successful, I feel like, I mean, the days of gatekeeping, like, we gotta be. We gotta
talk about that for gatekeeping. Oof, child.
How could you even want to? If you're a gatekeeper at this point, that's just something selfish in you. You got some things you need to work out, because how could you not want to be responsible for helping your people?
Yeah.
Does that even make sense?
Yeah. There's enough for everybody. There's really enough for everybody, so you don't have to do that at all. And that's the formula. I mean, to success, you got to give a little to get a little. You know, it's not about everybody. Everybody's not about money, right? Let's talk about that for a moment. You heard this man say he's not really getting compensated for what he does, and he's looking now. So on that note, when we talk about you not being compensated, are you looking for like sponsors or contributors? Do you have ads on your show or something like that? How are
Yeah.
you generating ways for revenue?
So the ways that I have available for revenue are one, subscription basis, like the Mixcloud, the YouTube channel for sure. Anybody, I damn near be begging for people to just like it, just subscribe, just trying to get the following up.
They don't understand the importance to that. And a lot of times I will put that up and put a comment up there and let people know it's free, y'all. It's free to like, comment, and subscribe. And a lot of times they really don't get it. Some people don't get it, and there's a lot of people who do. There's a lot of people who do and a lot of people who don't.
I also offer, I have a sponsorship deck. So people that would like to be a member and really help the platform grow, we have like a gold membership, and that just basically you get advertisement on the radio show, advertisement on social media. I cross promote with events as well. So when you go onto my social media platform and you're like in the stories, you'll see other events or, sponsors. And yeah, I think it's a real positive thing that works out for everybody in a sense. Because I think for people that do become sponsors or whatever, it's like a tax write off or something like that.
Yes, yes,
So yeah.
yes. And as I have it going across the screen right now to remind the people to like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Anytime you have a favorite show or favorite channel that you are watching, if you are on your phone or on your iPad or computer and you're frequently going there, like, comment, and subscribe for that particular channel, for that post, for that video. It does so much for that person. It's not that they're necessarily trying to be a content creator, so to speak. However, it is considered content. And because they are uploading it does come across that way. So if you're going to watch it, then participate by at least doing that. It really does go a long way. And it also helps, and you can add to this, it helps all of us to know what you want. It helped us to know if you like what you saw, if you dislike what you saw, if you'd like to see something different. Your feedback is important, because a lot of times that's what helps us to choose the next topic or do what we're going to do. So that's a beautiful thing. Well, I truly, truly, truly appreciate you sharing that. So we talked about you coming from Boston, changing your life. We talked about you being a dad and how that has really helped you. I really love that you opened up and said it helped you to appreciate women. That was so good, because I think you're the second guest that I had like that. I had another young man. He started a business, and his clothing brand is built around lifting women up, kind of like to make up for the ways he used to put them down, so to speak. And so he takes a lot of that, and it's more to it than that. But I thought that was just so beautiful. And he's, he talked about it's to lift the sisters up, and you saying when you look at your daughter, it made you, so now you treat women good now because you got a baby girl.
Yeah, it's not so objective, I guess.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, for you to say you looked at a woman as an object.
Well, I was raised by a single mother, and she made sure that I was very independent. So for me, once I hit a certain age, I had this mentality of like, what do I really need you for?
Wow.
You
But
know,
you know what? That's a good thing. So she taught you how to sew, how to iron, and do all those things.
I know how to do everything I need to do to survive.
Wow. So for the mothers who are not teaching their sons, they're doing them a disservice.
Oh yeah, definitely. And because even with that, that still isn't really enough. I like to tell people like, you know, they say a woman can't raise a man,
Right.
and you really can't, because what has to happen is that boy has to go out into the world, like that movie Spartan 300, where
Yes.
they send the boys out into the woods and he has to come back with a lamb skin or wolf skin or something like that. I believe that is true with like everybody, really. Like your children, you mold them, and then you have to let them spread their wings and fly and hope that they come back with some success and things that'll bring you honor and things of that nature, I believe.
That's really good. Teach the child in the way that they should go. That's what the good book said, right? So we have to show them these things as a child, and whether you're teaching them or not, really understand that they're watching. So whether you intentionally showing them or not, they're picking up what you're putting down. Let me say that again. They
Yeah.
are picking up what you are putting down. So please, 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 you know, one of the biggest things that I don't want to say it's a pet peeve, but one of the biggest things that I try to stress a lot when I'm in a room and I'm in a place is a rule that we had coming up, which is send the children out of the room. When grown folks are having conversations and things are happening, I believe these children are too grown because they're staying in the room and the parents are not separating them. And when we came up, we couldn't be in the conversation. We couldn't be in the room when adults were talking, you know. So I think in some instances, we need to go back to some of the old ways, you know. I do know that things have changed. We are in 2026 now. A lot of time people say that was then, this is now. But there are some things that I believe we need to go back to that's going to help this generation now, because with the way things are going and the way things are moving fast and automated and everything that's changing with the time, you need a mixture. Do you agree to that?
Yeah, yeah. You gotta get that balance. I think, yeah, this technology and everything that's going on, it's just too much information, too much. It's kind of hard. Like them kids is gonna hear something, whether it's from some other kids, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And
Yeah, yeah, we definitely do. Well, listen, I'm telling you what, I'm so glad that you hit on some of the points you hit on. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you want people to know when it's all said and done about what you do and why you do what you do? Is there anything that you want people to know about magic? How did you get the name Magic anyway?
so magic, I'm an artist. I can draw, I can paint,
Okay, so you
write.
draw too.
Yeah, I can do a lot of things creatively. And when I was in high school, when I used to do pictures, that was like my tag, magic. I used to do it with a little star, and I just kind of ran with that. And when the opportunity, it became a nickname, and then the opportunity with the local plug, it's like, oh, we're gonna use our real names, or we're gonna use it. I'm like, I'm just gonna stick with magic.
And
So
once again, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. The local plug. It's you see this out there. He has Instagram and everything. How can they follow you on Instagram? Because it's called the
Instagram,
local plug, but it's also L Plugger on your
yeah.
user,
So
right?
it's L Plugger. For Instagram, it's at ELPLUGA _ the local plug. On Facebook, it's L Plugger, EL space PLUGA. And that's pretty much all platforms. But Facebook and Instagram and YouTube are what I utilize the most. The YouTube channel is the local plug. You can kind of look for that logo right there that Crystal has up for you.
And again, is there any particular episode that you would recommend that people need to go back? I know you said every Thursday that you have a lot going on that you do. But is there anything particular that you think that was just really, really good that they really would need to, they would be blessed if they go back and check it out?
Well, I'm always pointing in the direction of health. So any of the health episodes, nutrition, I would definitely check those out. But it's such a range of conversation. You can kind of just go there and look and see what sparks your interest. There's going to be something that um, catches your attention.
And go get on the wall like this picture right here of me with him when he did my interview. If you go to Facebook or you go to any of his pages, you're going to see so many people that he has interviewed, and you're going to he this is what he does. This is his signature, and you'll see him in a picture with them standing in front of the sign, and you'll see so many people have gone. You have had some
Lawyers,
quite a few people.
yeah, doctors, lawyers, Grammy award winning artists. It's some really it's been a blessing. I'm gonna just say that, and I can't wait to see where else this goes because I'm meeting people. I also feel like I'm meeting people at points in their career where it's like I remember when he was performing at the. So it's really dope.
Excellent, excellent. Listen, so if there was closing comments that you wanted people to know, well, before I even do closing comments, I always like to give my guests the opportunity, and I'll spotlight you for this. Once again, if you have something coming up, an event coming up, you can shout out your event, your contact information, and just any thanks that you want to give, whether it's any former guest or to your co-host, family, anything particular. So I always like to give people an opportunity to do that, to give thanks to whoever you like to, and any shout out to anything that you have going on coming up. I'll give you the opportunity to do that.
So I will start, I guess, with shout outs. I'm gonna shout out all the day one supporters. Um, Pedals and Stems, BST Maintenance, Logistics LLC, Herbs Essentials. Shout out to all of those people. Shout out to my partner, Brent Van Wilder. He started this journey with me. And shout out to everybody else that has been in support of it. Shout out to my mama and shout out to God. Without him, there would be no me. And up next, every Thursday, I got something for you, a different vibe, somebody of value coming to the show, and also, I failed to mention this, but your boy is doing a little acting now. So I got a couple movies that I'm in. One of them is on Tubi right now. It's called Crossing the Line, Volume 1. Go check it out. I'm in the trailer. I had a small role in that one, but I'm in the trailer. I got a couple scenes. And then there's another movie coming out called The Making of Her. That's going to be a really good one. That was my first paid acting gig. And so, yeah, check that out. And I just got casted for a role in a short film. So that'll be coming out soon. Yes. Check me out.
Are any of those available? Any of those trailers that we could show?
Yeah, so one of the trailers is on YouTube. Crossing the Line, Volume 1. You can type that in. It's a pretty dope movie. I actually did the cover art for it. It's a photo that I took. I'm also a photographer too, if I failed to mention that. But yeah.
Crossing the Line, Volume 1 official trailer. What is the picture? Is it a young lady with some people? I think I see. Yeah, I think I see.
Yeah. It was a really dope experience. I'm like almost addicted to it now. Like I want to do it. I want to act. Yeah.
You know what? I have something that's getting ready to come up with that. And that's the one thing I hadn't done. And somebody just proposed something to me. The last interview I did was with one of the writers for Stomp the Yard. And he's got a new movie coming out. And we were talking about that. And there's a couple of things. So, yeah, is it addictive? What is it that had you excited about it?
Well, the experience, I would say with the first movie, just seeing like a whole production team, like real behind, like the real cameras, not the independent joints, but this was like, matter of fact, Big Band Productions. Shout out to Big Band Productions. They are the ones who are, putting me in these movies and giving me these opportunities and these experiences. In the second one, like I said, I got paid to be in the second one, and it was a really dope experience with being on the set, having them pick me up and chauffeur me to and from the set. I was like, man, this is something I can get used to.
Yeah, nice. Now, with that local?
Yeah, that was local. Big Bam is a production company right here in Raleigh, North Carolina. They have some successful projects on Tubi. The Pastor's Son, I think that came out, I want to say towards Christmas. It's like a Christmas movie. Got over 2 million views. It's doing really good. So, yeah, check that out as well. It's got Professor Ogilvy on it. I always forget his real name, but I got to meet him as well at the red carpet event. So it's been an amazing journey.
Is this the right picture that I have here?
Right one. That's it. You're going to see me in the trailer in a second.
Okay, so let's look at this.
What are you? New Sigma New! I said, what are you? New Sigma New!
It's just three of us. That's all.
Do I look like an uncle? Do I look like these niggas' uncle?
Get ready to experience the top of your fucking lives.
It's the first time at a strip club, huh?
You always fucking with these goofy ass niggas. I'm so sick of this shit.
And you need to stop being jealous.
Hey, yo!
What
the fuck is you doing?
Going in and out.
Tell me something I don't know.
Came to Morgan University because my pops, he graduated from here before he passed.
Mama would kill us if she knew we were in here.
Why do you think the polo's here? It's for practice. Mama teaches me rules all the time.
Yeah, because you are sneaking and watching her.
Bitch. Come on now, pay attention. Let me show you this new shit.
You know what's funny? Man, I haven't made a hole all day. Shit, you must got some good luck for me.
I got a customer. He requesting a lot more than what I normally ask you for.
What customer might this be? What you got for me? Oh man, never mind this bitch. This bitch deaf. Yeah.
Luckily, I have 2 more years at this dumbass school. And Mu Sigma Nu ain't the only fraternity on campus. I'm not finna look dumb with them niggas.
All right. So what you really saying? You done?
Bro, I'm done.
I guess you the ace now, big dog.
Lock up!
Yeah, shout out to Wally D, Miss Krishna Murray, Big Band Productions.
Wow. Okay. So so now you got the bug, and you want to put it out there. If they need somebody, you ready to act.
Yeah, holla at your boy. I'm trying to do some plays.
Oh, I heard you say photographer. You draw. You're on the radio.
I can do
now
music.
Acting. So that's 4 things. What did I miss anything?
I can do a little bit of everything, and that's why I felt like when I started running with the name Magic, it just kind of it fit me so much well because, like I said, I can draw, I can paint. I think I'm a creative thought leader as well. I can write music, write stories. It's a couple of different things that I can do that I haven't been used.
Well, I truly appreciate you having a conversation. Anything that I'm glad I said that because you then said some things. You said, "Oh, I didn't mention it." So now you told people about your acting and everything. Anything else that you forgot?
No, that's really it. That's where I'm at right now.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, Magic from El Plucker. We'll make sure we put the links in there so you can make sure you go ahead and check out him. Follow him on Instagram. Do you respond when people send you messages?
All the time. It's me.
Send him a message. He will respond. He got you. And we want to thank you for taking time to come here. I appreciate everything you're doing there. I did reach out to Steve about the thing I think we had it Monday. So we're supposed to do something. So next time you see him, I sent him an email. I don't know if he responded. I need to go make sure that he got that. I did send it to him so we can go ahead. I might start uploading some stuff and sending it to him. So that's where we're at with that. And you know how to reach me. If you need me, give me a call and keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to look for you on the big station. I'm looking for you on the TV screen, on the Tubi screen, and all that. That you got all that going on. So that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
be
proud
sure to
of you
send you
for
the
all
link.
of that. Proud of you for everything you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Definitely. Any closing comments?
No, I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to tell my story and kind of put it out there. I hope that somebody's inspired by it or knows that, hey, even though it might not be going right now, you don't know what God's got planned for you, because like I said earlier, none of this was my plan.
Listen, and you started out, you had that hat on, right?
Yeah.
That cap you got on, that cap is an inspirational story. He had on the Knick hat. And you know what just went down with the Knicks, the NBA champ? They were down by 29. They came back. So you can be behind in life. You just can't give up. You just got to be ready. You got to be available. And you just got to stay focused and pay attention. And anything is possible if you believe. You know,
Praise God, I pray.
You got to keep believing. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back on Wednesday. I thank you again for hanging in there with us. Like I said, we was traveling. We got back from New York today. We had about 3 delays on these flights today. And so that's why you're getting a relaxed look with me today. It was a long day. But we want to make sure we still got with Magic, because we've been planning this for a minute, you know. And so we'll see y'all next time. Listen, I also want you to remember, like, comment, and subscribe. When you come back, share this with about 5 friends. All right, share this with somebody that you think needs to hear it. A troubled teen that might be going in the wrong direction. You heard the story in the beginning. You could be that person to send this to them, and that could turn them around. Maybe they'll be like, you know what? I need to do that too, you know? My name is Crystal. I'm your Hope Catalyst. My mission is to stir up the gift, instill hope, and save lives. I want to thank you so much, Magic, again. And keep taking care of that little girl. Again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. It is not too late to do the right thing. You know, somebody got to be the bigger person. If it's not the best scenario for you, you could take the first step. That's my word of encouragement to you. God bless you all. Thank y'all for watching. Go follow L Plug, the local plug, on YouTube. And I look forward to talking to you. See you next time on the next story time. Bye, Magic. Take it easy. Right. And whatever y'all do, because you know my mission is to stir up the gift, instill hope, and save lives. But I always say, whatever you do, just keep hope alive. Keep it alive. You got to do that. See y'all on the next story.
A catalyst for change with the chance to thrive. Crystal is the one to stir up gifts and save lives. You get exposure, promotion, and marketing too. And advertise for business owners just like you. On Storytime, your interview is global. Virtual or in person, just come on the show. Yo, your story matters. Crystals will open the door. 40 years of experience, ready to give you more on Storytime. Get ready for Storytime. Hey, come on.